Hello, everybody, all you language facilitators out there. I bet you were wondering what was happening. It's Wednesday, and where's Marci with this week's energy update video? Well, I am here, just like I always promise, but this is why it's a good idea to subscribe to the channel, because on Wednesday, I kind of have to ride with the energies, and that's what I've done today. So, anyway, welcome, everybody. My name is Marci Melzer, and I'm an intuitive, a speech-language pathologist, and a language facilitation coach and consultant. And I'm here on this full moon time. We've got the full moon hitting its exact point while I'm live on this video today. And what we're going to be talking about is this topic right here, routine changes. And what I've decided to do, as I always do on my energy focus videos, is I have three sort of angles to talk with you about this topic of routine changes. We're going to talk a little bit about the astrology. We have some very significant astrology coming around right now. It's going to impact a lot of people in big, big ways, so stay tuned for that. Second, I'm going to show you the top 3 videos from the Waves of Communication channel this week, where we're going to be talking about how to ride the energies, how to ride through these routine changes, what you can do, practical language facilitation strategies that can help you evaluate, change, update your language facilitation habits, the things that you do every day. And then we're going to get into the language facilitation inspiration cards. And if you're joining me live, you can comment and I'll pull a card for you. If you're not joining me live, no worries. I already have pulled a couple cards that I was really inspired to do. And once I pulled them, just like every week, they seem to resonate well. And we'll kind of dig into the cards a little bit more. It just depends on how we're rolling towards the end of this video. It's very intuitive, this video. We roll how it is. And so if you're joining me live or on the replay, it's not a mistake. You were guided somehow to watch this video. So stay tuned and learn something, hopefully. All right. So when we're getting into the astrology, about the reason I chose routine changes is because literally right now, this is July 13th. I am in the United States on the East Coast, and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. Wherever you are in the world, that's why I chose my background here. There's lots of light flooding in at nighttime wherever you are, as long as it's not too cloudy, because we've got a full moon. And the sun is in Cancer and the moon is in Capricorn. And this is right now the closest the moon is going to be to the earth all year long. The biggest light, the biggest energy, and it's in Capricorn. So it's a super moon, and that energy is going to carry on for a couple of days. So if you've seen some differences in your sleep patterns or your child's sleep patterns, you might notice this, because depending on where the moon was on your birth chart when you were born, it's going to affect you a lot more. I happen to have been born on a full moon, and it seems like a lot of these videos turn out to happen during the full moon. Now, when we're talking about the moon that's in Capricorn, Capricorn's all about our daily routine. And the interesting thing, now it's not uncommon for the moon to be in Capricorn. It's in there every week or so. I don't know how often. It's in every sign every couple of days. So every couple of weeks at least, the moon goes in Capricorn. But this is a full moon in Capricorn, and right on top of the full moon, right together, conjunct at the same place in the sky, at least how it looks from the earth, is Pluto. Pluto is the planet of change, revolutionary change. Not just like, I think I'll try this new thing. It's like the out with the old, in with the new kind of change. And we've got Uranus in Taurus that's affecting this. And Uranus has been in Taurus for a really long time. Pluto's been in Capricorn for a really long time. This is all happening right smack in the middle of both of those signs. Now we've got Saturn retrograde reminding you about this topic. I know I'm going to jump ahead to the cards. It's about this situation. Consider the sacrifice of your current thing and get rid of anything that doesn't want to do it. Literally is this theme, okay? Because what is making this easier to do is the sun is in Cancer. So while you are considering what is going on, to sort of break down your habits, maybe what you want isn't available. Maybe something going on is, where you're not really sure how you can sustain the plan that you've put in place. If you're feeling like that, then it's time for you to consider new. Maybe your plan is fairly new, but remember, if it's not feeling good to do this, you might not know where it's going, but every day it should feel good, or it's going to start to feel bad every day. It's going to start to feel uncomfortable. It's going to start to feel like you're exhausted, that you cannot sustain. I can't keep doing this, right? That's what Pluto and Uranus say. If you can't keep doing it, get rid of it. Now, on the other hand, if it feels really fun and it's new and you're like, maybe if I just take a step back, and you don't have to throw it all the way out, you can make some changes with Cancer. Is just consider how you feel. That's what the sun in Cancer says. Consider how you feel before you take big action to make these big changes, because if it's going to make you feel better, good, easier, happier, then it's all for it. But if it's going to make things harder because you're potentially giving away something because you're second guessing yourself or whatever, just tune into how you feel. And then you're going to know how to move forward with whatever it is. Now, this applies to everything in your life. Now, the other thing is you could be expected to make some big sacrifices to get this thing. Again, you're giving away things that you used to hold on to. Capricorn holds on to habits. And Pluto's here saying maybe not anymore. I know that consistency is important. That's what Capricorn's all about. And I'm big about consistency too. Every day, taking action. But remember, as your late talker improves, then you need to elevate ahead of them. If they get to the point where they start to use you or manipulate you, then this is what you need to start getting rid of. And we're going to move forward into that. So that's what's going on with the astrology to cause us to really want to be reconsidering what we do every day. Now, here we're going to move into the next part of this video where we're going to be talking about the top 3 videos on the Waves of Communication channel, where I'm going to guide you as far as doing what you can do now with the resources you have now, considering the knowledge about your current situation, the flags that are coming up, the feelings that you're feeling about what you're doing. Here's how to make change. And the first video is this one. Remember, all the links for these videos are in the description box of this video, wherever you're watching. And the first one is, this is what the thumbnail looks like. And it's one of my energy focus videos, but it's starting new habits. Now, this was in October of 2021. Let's look again at that date, because it was about 6 months ago, right? When we had the opposite situation going on, where the sun was in Capricorn, and no, it wasn't. Not during the October, but it was opposite times of when you think about other things that were triggering. And October is Scorpio season. So we're talking about new habits that are getting developed, Scorpio into Libra and all that stuff. Anyway, those dates potentially are a time in your life, when I made that other video about starting new habits, that you started the habits that you might want to be changing now. Boy, it was hard for me to get out all of that. Thanks for riding out with these energy focused videos. I just basically am channeling whatever I'm guessing that you all might need to know from a mindset and consideration standpoint about your language facilitation. And we're all affected by these planets and all this stuff that's going on. So just consider that video, because it gives you very practical strategies on what you can do to start new habits and get rid of old ones, make those shifts. Okay. Now, Here's another one that sort of really calls out on the carpet. It's this video that says 7 tips to correct common language facilitation mistakes. And a lot of the people who have been working with the workbook, maybe you got your child up to level 3, level 4, something like that, and you're stuck. It's not moving forward. You're feeling like you can't get anything going. That's where you might want to watch this video to determine if one of those things that I call out that they're common mistakes could be things that you've slipped into without realizing, okay? Now, the third video for you is this one, and it is like the last one was help about creating long-term habits. This is about creating habits to how to deal with things when they happen in the moment, because remember, people are going to be triggered to make changes. They're feeling very frustrated and they're going to want to quit things. They're going to want to change things. You might be feeling like this too. And whenever you're feeling very triggered, you could be wanting to react in a certain way, and that video will show you what happens if you end up saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing, or you feel like the only thing you feel like doing feels wrong to you. Like, I want to yell and scream at my child, I want to slap them, I want to, whatever, because they're triggering you, and all you can think about is low energy kinds of responses because you are so frustrated. Remember, that's what could be happening now. The feelings are coming up. The sun's in Cancer. You're gonna feel all the feels. This is why it's one of my least favorite times of year, because I don't have any planets in this area of my own chart, and it reminds me how to feel how I feel, because I tend to push those feelings down. That's just my own habit. If that could be you, you could be started to be triggered of feelings that you usually are able to have under control, because this Pluto and full moon conjunct could be causing you to really second guess and want to give up and really just want to make life easier for yourself every day, not just how much longer can I sustain this hard work. Okay, so the inspiration cards that I pulled for you, I've got 2 here that I already pulled out, because I usually pull one at the beginning, because I've been trying to decide or determine or sort of perceive from my audience, what kinds of things are you struggling with changing? What kinds of things could you potentially be holding on to because of some influence that you have? And I wasn't sure, and I always turn to these cards, and I always get pleasantly rewarded. And so the card that I got was this one that says, consider the sacrifice. And you can look here at this card to see how this mom is sitting in traffic. She's spending gas money. Her child's in the back seat on a device. There's money literally going out the window, and there's no progress towards spoken language development. They could be driving on the way to some sort of visit, and potentially, if this happens 5 days a week, twice a day, that you're sitting in 45 minutes of traffic, it could be time to reconsider or consider this sacrifice. And then the back of this card, because, excuse me, as I itch my nose, that the hang on a second, let me pull this up, because I am talking about my language facilitation inspiration cards. And the reason that I made these cards is because the front is the feelings. Like, yeah, you consider the sacrifice, and if you decide, all right, so what else can I do, you always flip the card over and look at the back, and then I tell you what you can do. And the reality is here that using the resources that you have available to you, you can create your own results. You don't have to sit in traffic with your child strapped into a seat behind you where they're not looking at you in the language facilitation zone and give up this other thing, because it can feel very tempting to do that. It can feel tempting to give away your energy to outside experts who have lots of letters behind their names, and they promise you, we fix these things. Your child's broken and we can fix them, all that business. And they're going to solve your problems and eliminate your worries, and it's going to be okay, mama. We'll make it okay for you. It could be very tempting to just go ahead and hand it over to these people. But what I want you to know, and again, what this full moon is reminding you, and your gut feelings, because this is an orange card down in your sacral chakra where you are passionate about moving forward, and your drive of what you do and where you put your energy every day and your action. It's okay to stop anything that the late talker doesn't enjoy. First of all, because remember, the whole point of all this is we're facilitating this child to do their best work, to try hard every day to change their behavior into spoken language. And if they don't like it, you might as well quit because you're wasting your time. And you can create fun alternatives using knowledge from your experiences. This is what I've been talking about, how to sort of Rocky this or hack your world to do whatever they were doing in that speech therapy or ABA or whatever they were doing every day that they have to do every day. You find a way to hack that into your life. And if you don't know how to do it, I have a workbook to teach you how to do it. And if the workbook doesn't work, I can do coaching with you. Because that's how this works, is you have to create this. If you don't want to trust someone else, if you don't believe that it's working, you have to create the alternative because I can't do it for you. And then you take responsibility to implement your own strategies every day. You just do the work. You make the plan and do the work. And I promise you, when you do this, your child will start talking. That's how it goes for all the families in the program, okay? That's how it works there. So when you're considering this idea of what am I doing every day to help my child? Are you doing things that you love to do? Or are you doing things that you thought you should do in the workbook or whatever? So I had an email just earlier today from someone who said, they sent me and they asked me an email because they live locally, not very far away from where I spend time because I'm in Florida near Sarasota. That's where I put up videos that I'm at the beach often and stuff. And somebody lives locally to me and they have a late talking child. I'm sure there are lots of them because 1 in 8 kids is late talking. I'm sure I'm surrounded by families. Maybe not where I live, but certainly where I am at the aquarium and at the beach, all these places. And if you have a question, you can post it there. Oh, sorry, I did put that up instead of the language facilitation inspiration cards. Boy, this is a convoluted kind of thing during the full moon. Talk about changing habits, right? Yeah, everything about this video is inconsistent, but except for the day. So I'm here with the messages and the information to help you. All right. I did pull another card. Let me go ahead and get the cards out and pull one from the stack for all of you who are watching either live or on the replay. If you are interested in getting a card for me to pull for you. And I was talking about that mom who sent me a thing and she wanted to know if I have a clinic that's close by. Here is what she said. She's been following for a short while and it's already resonating because I said, I don't have a clinic because I don't see children. I only work with people online because the main part of what I do is I want to teach you to not need me, right? I want to give you so much information and training about your specific information with your child that you create these experiences outside. And she's been working very hard and she's just a little fatigued with online. So the point is you spend very little bit of time online with me in my coaching programs. I coach you to go do, report back, get some strategies and go do some more. Go out and about. There's no reason for us to meet all the time, frequently. I mean, you can come and watch these videos whenever you like, either live or on the replay. And then when you're working with me in the program, everything happens around your schedule because I work with parents all over the world and I empower them to join me when we can meet together and then go do the work that you do. All right. So if you're watching live, if you're either one of my clients or considering being one of my clients, I just signed somebody up new. I have to make an apology. My booking system wasn't working. So if you booked in the past 2 weeks and you feel like I stood you up, I apologize. Again, my system's been causing glitches, and I made sure that my new habits moving forward, my booking system's up to date. Everything's squared away. My books are publishing. They're shipping out when people order them. All of that stuff is happening because my new habits are moving forward to help my platform grow and help people like you, more people like you, more people join like you. Okay. So it says it's not fair. Somebody's feeling the difference of feel slighted, feel like something. Yeah, it's not fair. You know, what happened to me today, my gotcha as far as the astrology is I have to have my car worked on. I drive a BMW car, and BMW cars are amazing to drive, but they are super expensive to repair. And if one little thing breaks and you don't address it right away, other little things break and the bill grows exponentially, and you feel like it's not fair. Why should I have to pay so much more because I drive, it's going to cost me $500 or $600 or $700 or $800 to fix this car versus when I owned a Toyota and these little things were a lot easier to fix and less expensive and all that. I've got this experience. Now, they're making it easy for me because they gave me a loaner car. I don't know how long it's going to take for them to fix it. So they, they filled it with gas and they're like, bring it back with however much, if you put some in, okay, but don't worry about it. I mean, they're really trying to make the experience good for me because they know I'm going to invest in their business. And so they're working hard to make things good for me. The people who you work with, including me, if you work with me, that's it. I want to give my clients BMW level service because I know you're making a big investment of your time, your energy, and your money to work with me at coaching. And that's why it's very high level. And you could feel very disappointed that you don't want to make an investment or your investment isn't getting you what you want. Are you getting the service that's equal to your investment? Is it a win-win? I mean, I know you have to expect that I'm going to have this, but I also expect that they're going to make it easy on me. They don't do all the big repairs every other year. They break them up so you don't have a big bill every other year because some maintenance they don't do every single year. And anyway, so you could be happening to you. That's kind of why I'm experiencing all of this. But what the guidance is when you're feeling disappointment, like it's unexpected to have this bill. That's when you feel it's not fair, is when you're disappointed. It's not what you expected. Now, I didn't expect to get an amazing customer service experience. I expected to sit and wait and whatever. And these guys made it really nice for me to spend my money. And so that's what you want to really talk about is your disappointment. When I sat down with him and I said, wow, this is really expensive. And he talked about how that's how it goes. When you drive an expensive car, you have to expect. And when I explained that I understood that, it made it easier for him to tell me about all the expenses I was going to incur. And remember, when you talk with a coach or a therapist or anybody about what you're investing in because you have a problem, my car is broken, my child's not talking yet, what is it going to take for me to get to the outcome that I want? For me, I'm going to have to wait for parts. I'm going to have to drive a car I'm not familiar with, but at least I've got a car and they filled it with gas, and gas is very expensive. So I feel like there's some win-win going on here. Find places that have win-win. That's what full moons are about. It's not about giving up and giving away and giving up your power to anybody else. It's about being empowered. Moon is about your personal. Sun is about what you put out. It's about bringing it together, be empowered to share your wisdom with the world. So, yeah, and the idea is when an ideal situation is unachievable, the late talkers want to complain, just like you want to complain. I want to complain. I want my car to be as expensive as a BMW, but as cheap to fix as a a Prius, and it's not gonna happen, right? It's just not reality. So I have to understand that if I'm lacking that, and then I have to see that, of course, I set aside money for this repair because I knew it was gonna be coming. I did expect it. I just don't like to hear it. I just don't like to hear it. And I want a deal, and I want it cheaper than I want. These late talkers want things that are not really achievable. Just like I want my car to be cheaper, right? But and they can be focused on it. How come I can't get what I'm entitled to? How come I can't get what I think I deserve as a human being, or that I put in a lot of effort or whatever? Because you don't always get what you want. We feel disappointment. It's not fair. It's not fair. We have to make it feel fair to ourselves. We have to understand the balance of give and take in our own life. So interesting about this full moon. So show regard for feelings of loss and disappointment. It's empathy. It's all about empathy. Before you start to offer suggestions and solutions, right? This guy said, I talked to him. I made it easy for him. I said, look, I'm feeling this. This is going to be a big job. I know it's going to be a big job. He's like, yeah, guess what? It might even be bigger than you think, because these are things that you didn't maybe expect. And I was like, oh boy, yeah, it is. And so he's easing me into the reality of my life with empathy and, offering me these other goodies to help me make it feel better. And then you model phrases that talk about bummer. It is a bummer that it costs so much money to have this, but you get to drive this amazing car, and it is an amazing car, and I do have a lot of gratitude for it. So, and I do have the money in the bank because I am selling some workbooks and people are investing in my program because I do videos and work with people. So all of this crazy energy is about what you want to do. What do you really want to do every day? What do you wake up can't wait to do? What do you wake up dreading? That's what's going. You wake up wanting to do what you want to do. Okay? So Lori's watching. Lori wants a card. Let me pull all these together. We'll mix them up for Lori. Pull a card for your little late talker. What's your little late talker wanting to tell you? Whoops, fell right out. Aw, this is a sweet one. You understand my problems. Okay, you understand my problems. So your late talker must be getting in trouble. He could be manipulating people, like triggering people on purpose to see their reaction and learn from them. Or I'm not sure. Let's see what it says. It says respond with empathy. We're back to that same thing. Remember, these kids are feeling a thing and they've got a problem. Somebody's triggering them. Somebody's activating them. Somebody's doing something that they don't like, that they don't think is fair. And you understand my problems. You understand how kids who aren't talking yet communicate non-verbally with other people, and it doesn't look like other kids, and they get judged, and they're coming to you. It says late talkers may react to frustrating or triggering situations with dramatic or aggressive nonverbal communication. I hope you're not seeing too much of that in your life. But if you have, maybe it's your late talker saying, thank you for helping me work through this so that I don't have to do this anymore. Maybe your late talker has given up hitting, scratching, doing that business because you're doing so much more talking. And they feel so much better about their connection with you, just like you feel about your connection with them when they're not doing this aggressive stuff anymore. They don't have to, because they know you care, because you respond with empathy and not with yelling at them, because you're triggering, they're triggered, they trigger you, you trigger them, trigger, explosion happens, right? That's what this is. I'm going to scratch your face. Not very nice, but definitely meaningful, full of messages, right? Look at this. Full of messages. Both kids. Massive communication going on here. Okay? Red flags. So identify the problem from the child's perspective. He took my toy. He ate my thing. He always goes first. She gets more attention from you. You took my iPad. Because remember, you could be triggering these problems yourself, but you understand them. So I'm guessing that it's somebody else. And in this picture, somebody else too. So if somebody else triggers their emotions and they come running to you, that could be going on here too. So you talk them through it. Talk about that disappointment. Talk about the experience. Use your language facilitation zone to connect with them and say, oh, dude, I care about your feelings. Show that you care about their feelings, understand their struggles, and that you want to help them because you're on the same team. Dude, I got your back, right? Your late talker knows. He says you understand my problems. He knows you have his back, right? So I love that. So let's see. I'm not sure who this is because on Facebook you have to put your thing, but let's pull a card for you guys. Sending love for your car. Thank you so much. My little red car. It's a great car. Oh, wait. Too many there. Lots of messages for you, Facebook user. Let's see what is going on for your family. What does your late talker want you to know? Slow down, mommy. Maybe you're doing too much. Maybe you're talking too fast. Your late talker needs you to get slow. Just share what you're doing. Maybe take a little more breaths in between and stop. Maybe I was getting a little fast talking there. Remember, late talkers need to hear slow, clear language models so they can easily process and learn how to produce accurate speech. And if you got this card, it means your late talker says, oh, I wish you would slow down just a little bit, mommy. Just a little bit. And if you can't do it 24/7, it makes perfect sense, but you can do it 4 times a day. Put a sticky note somewhere in the bathroom. Talk slow. Because you can do it location-wise if you can't do it time-wise. Put it on the door frame when you walk into the door of the playroom, right? Where it says talk slow, or put it on a wall, write it on the mirror, whatever, right? So that you talk more slowly, because I promise if it's just that your late talker wants, that means mindset blockages are gone. That means that environmental blockages are gone, except for your slow talking. Wait, I got some more. Sorry about that, everybody. I just like it when the cards fall out because that's the ones that want to jump. And this one says, how does this work help me? Okay. We're back to considering that sacrifice. Remember, Capricorn, everyday jobs. What we do every day, the habits that we hold on to, okay? What are the habits that you've been holding on to? Does this work help the late talker from their perspective? Now, you could be doing something because somebody says, this is how we do it, or we got to do this, or we got to have a whatever thing going on. And the late talker's like, I don't even understand what this is for. I don't understand why I have to sit here. Why can't I jump on the trampoline while we do this? I don't understand why we have to be inside. Why can't we go outside and talk about nature? Why do we have to sit inside and look at flashcards or books to talk about nature? Why do I have to, all this stuff? They could be, they explain the why. That's what it says. Isn't that funny? I just tap into this energy from these kids. All I had to do when I created these cards was see these pictures, and I started getting messages from the late talkers. This is what we got to say about this. And then I wrote the stuff on the back, and it says, motivation to work through challenges comes naturally when the late talker understands how the expected effort will make their life better. What is this job gonna do? And I promise you they'll do it. I have moms that tell me maybe their job is to take allergy medicine because they've got chronic ear fluid and you got to do the nosy spray thing, and nobody likes the nosy spray. Moms who explain, look, this is your job. You got to let me spray the stuff so that the gunk will go out of your nose and you'll feel better and all of that stuff. And the kids go from having to be held down spraying that stuff in their head to coming with their nose up for the parents to do it for them. If you explain why the child needs to do this work, why it's going to help them. If you want to if you want to ride your bicycle, you've got to practice and ride every day. You're not going to learn to ride it if it's sitting in the garage, right? That kind of easy. It's not like you've got to do this 10-step process. You do what you know you can help the late talker do. That's why I made the workbook. Okay. And instead of bribes for completing jobs that you or somebody else said that the late talker's got to do, you just offer details about why this specific job is good. You don't have to say, if you sit in your chair, I'll give you the whatever. You say, if you sit in your chair and listen to the teacher, she's got a great story to tell you. And if you're running around, you can't focus and listen and hear the ending. So let's sit here and listen to the story. That's why we want to sit in one place. Okay. Then the lay talker chooses. This is all about choosing. And remember, you choose to do what you do. The kids choose to do what they do too. That's the point. We've got to get them, help them choose things that we know are going to help them do better. We want to help them choose healthy food. We want to help them choose to go to bed. And Lori says, that's funny because we've been having scratching issues. Scratching issues. And that's the picture. Oh my gosh. Let's pull it out again. Where did it go? It's here. This is scratching. And she says that she's having scratching issues. Isn't it amazing how these cards are going? Getting more involved with the older brother, just as in the picture. I'm telling you what, I don't know. If you want to order these cards, there's a few left. The description, the information is in the description. These language facilitation inspiration cards. I'm going to pull another one. Oh, wait, here, no, it's JJ. Yay! Let's go. Let's pull another one for Charlie. All right. You guys, it's like, I don't know, 4:30 a.m. or something for you guys in Australia. You're up in the middle of the night with the full moon energy behind you, maybe not able to sleep. Marci's pulling cards. Here we go, everybody. This is for JJ and Charlie. Uh-oh, I do not agree. Look at that. Drama. Use drama for teaching. It says, lay talkers may rebel or isolate. So you could have isolation. It might not be all aggressive, but I know that happens sometimes in your family. Acknowledge, lay talkers may rebel or isolate when they feel that their alternative ideas are disregarded as bad choices. So what are the habits? What are you trying to get them to do? You're trying to make them do. What's he trying to get you to do? If you're not feeling well, I know that some of that can trigger these things. And we've got a lot of these cards of resistance today. And it's because of this Pluto. These kids, they don't like how their everyday is going right now. They're just not feeling nice about their everyday. And we really gotta see. So yeah, is an early riser. Charlie's an early riser. So there you go. Those little guys up there. Hi, Charlie. Mwah. Blowing kisses to all those late talkers that are up with the mommies in the late night and giving hugs and a positive energy to all you mommies that are watching live. If you want me to pull a card, put your name in and I'll pull a card for you. And it says here now, acknowledge the communication breakdown. So what happens is people are starting to assume things or expect things that the other one isn't doing. And it happens a lot when we don't feel good. I wish someone would do. I wish someone would do this for me. I wish someone would understand my problems. I wish someone would feel like I am more important than something else, because I'm not feeling important. I'm feeling alone. I'm feeling like I don't agree with what you're doing and I'm creating drama. And so lay talkers may rebel or isolate when they feel that they're bad choice. And then they're like, drama. What do you mean bad choice? It's my choice. I have a right to make my choices, right? Drama. And you would need to acknowledge the breakdown and apologize for not listening to their opinions because, I get what you want, because even if you have to say no or not right now or that's not here, you can't, they still want it. They still want that outcome, even if it's not impossible. And the only way you're going to talk them down off of it is to acknowledge their feelings that they want it. You want it too. You like it too. We can't always get what we want. This is a recurring theme that's popping up in these cards. Where are your kids feeling that they can't get what they want? Where are you not making contracts? Where are you feeling like you have to force them to do things? Or where are they feeling like they have to manipulate you? And that's what goes on here. Acknowledge, tune into the language facilitation zone. It's all about the zone at this level to see, man, you're feeling this, because that's why we got the Cancer sun lighting up this moon so that it's just shining. What are you feeling? What are you feeling? What are you feeling? What are you feeling? And you guys, the mommies, you can perceive these feelings with the kids. And if they're just really digging deep into their feelings and then projecting them to you to get you to change, it could be what's going on right now. They're going to dig in deep. Remember, communication behaviors are already extreme when a kid really wants something bad or they're obsessed about something. But when they have a big feeling of trauma or whatever, I mean, we all shift into behavioral communication. You scream, you curse when you stub your toe. Hopefully not, but a lot of people do, or whatever you do. It can't help but come out of you. It can't help you come out, right? At all. So let's see. Lila's there. Hey, Lila. Funny for me too. Yesterday found an opportunity for me to go back to work. I'm not going to lie. It's been going super fast because I was excited about the idea, but maybe it's not time yet and I need to put a pin in it until the time is better. My work right now is with my late talker. Well, golly. That's a super interesting temptation, and it would definitely change your day-to-day routine. Whoa, that's too many cards. Sorry about that. Let's see what we get about this situation. How does your late talker feel about all this? Oh, you know what? I saw this card when it fell out and it came out again. I am manipulating you. I wonder. It says, share the power. Okay. Feeling loss of freedom causes the late talker to rebel. They will find their captor's most troubling issue and create behaviors around that as we fight, as a way to fight back for control. Now, the thing that I just immediately got about this for your family, Lila, is maybe because you are super excited about this work opportunity and you would put a lot of really good energy into that, doing whatever it is. That's why you're excited about it. It must be a good fit for you. And you're second guessing with this moon because your concerned Cancer moon is all about how we give of ourselves and we don't take care of ourselves. But this moon, this full moon in Pluto says if you feel it and feel the fear and do it anyway. And if you're like, I've got to give up for myself, for my kid, this says, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. You do what's right for you, because I promise here's two things that are going to happen for you. And this is my prediction. You're going to get the job, take the job, and you're going to find somebody amazing to connect with your late talker while you're working. And that person is going to be a fresh set of language models for your late talker who needs a fresh set of language models. And you're going to find somebody who's not a professional, who's not a really good language facilitator in your environment. And you're going to be able to show up after work missing this late talker, can't wait to get home to do all the things you do, because you're going to be able to balance. This full moon is about balance between what you want to do and what's right for you and everything. So I'm telling you, Lila, do it. Do the job. If it feels good, do it. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. It's all about just consider the sacrifice. Consider the sacrifice of you not taking this job. Number one, you're going to have less money in the house. Number two, your late talker is with you all the time. And now you're like, now I got to double down and I got to do it. You pile more responsibility for your child's outcome onto yourself when already I know it's challenging for you because your late talker's got a long way to go. You need a break from it. You need to do a job that you love and you need the extra money. Who doesn't? Do it. Do not second guess yourself. Okay? Ooh, I just got excited about that for you, Lila. Let's do it. JJ says, makes so much sense. Yes, the entitlement I feel from him lately is big. When he doesn't get what he wants, the drama is huge and the aggression is present. There you go. It's true for every late talker. And you could have maybe resolved this before in your past, but again, new triggers. I know their family hasn't been feeling well. All you guys in Australia, it's getting cold now, in that deep part of the winter and all that business. Listen, take a step back. Think about what you do every day. And if it's tough for you, keep it simple. Keep it simple. Uh-oh, I lost that when I went way under the thing. I can't get it. Let's see what else comes out. All right. We're going to get one from Stone and Root. Says, these cards are so perfect for me today. I need to slow down and explain the why more. OMG and amen. Stone and Root. Excellent. Let's see what card you get. just for you from your late talker. It says, let me show you what I know. Look at that one. This is a purple card. So you were dealing with your late talker super smarts and their inspiration, right? What inspires them? Their superpowers, basically. So how do we bring the inspiration in to your language facilitation experience? They say, let's try it this way. Let's try it this way. So it says, let me show you what I know. It says, be open to learning from the late talker. Late talkers are more likely to join your fun activities when you also offer to follow their lead and try exploring learning about their interests. Or even if you know what their interest is and then you help them elevate it, like, I know you like bicycles, so I buy you a bicycle, right? I know you like seeing them on TV, so I buy you one. That's how you inspire them, because it's equipping and empowering is what the kids need. So whatever your late talker is doing that they love to do, they got their own way to go about it. They're inventing new ways to go about how they do this thing. Anything from getting dressed in the morning, brushing their teeth, building Legos, dancing, doing math, whatever your late talker's into. And this is what it says: offer materials, activities, and teachers. If you can't teach your child how to play piano and they want to play piano, you go and teach them get them a good piano teacher that they love. Just like Lila, if you got to work and you can't spend the time with your late talker, it's just your responsibility to find someone who can fill in the time. You only need 2 to 3 hours a day. And many, many parents, even with kids that have very significant impairments, Lila, I'm talking to you, it doesn't matter. It only requires 2 to 3 hours a day, and a break is as good as a change, or a change is as good as a break sometimes. And the break and the change together, it's like rocket fuel for y'all. Okay. Now, this alignment, literally it says, keeps facilitators inspired and late talkers motivated to practice every day, because you're thinking about this common thing. You're thinking about your bicycle, you're thinking about your blocks, you're thinking about your, whatever the kid's into, just about everyday stuff. Right? Everyday stuff. So, okay, let's see. There's somebody else who's joining. Can we get a card? Absolutely. Let's see what's left in the deck for you. There's a lot of them here. There's 71 cards in this deck. And remember, the fronts are all information and messages. The front picture is message from your late talker, and the back is how to respond. Sort of an inspired response to that late talker's message. Oop, there it goes. Flipped right out. It says, give me details. Very interesting. We've had a lot of blue cards coming out today. Blue is the throat chakra, which is how you focus on your specific language models, the right words, the right way at the right time. So if you got a blue card, or the messages on the blue cards are resonating with you, that's the strategy that you need to really focus on. Am I saying the right words the right way at the right time? Okay, and it says here on the back, information equals confidence. So your kiddo wants to know more. Perhaps you've been stuck in the labeling and description phase of your experiences. This is your shirt. It's your blue shirt. It's too big, too small. It's long sleeve, short sleeve description, right? That only gets kids to a level 3 into level 4. It doesn't even expand level 4. You have to give a lot more detail. And so late talkers become eager to participate in new experiences when they understand both the risks and the benefits involved. They want to know, how is this going to be good for them? What are the risks? What's going to happen? And look at this picture. This kid's walking on seashells, right? They both have their feet, and the mom is showing the late talker. She's holding the seashells in her hand, and she's seeing how they're sharp, and the late talker is squidging his toes like, why is this happening to me? What is this? Is this something I can do or not? Because remember, the first time you take the baby to the beach and they put their feet down in the grass or the sand, they're like, no, I never had that experience before. And your late talker loves it, when you give details. Give me details. So discuss their reactions and to using words to describe how they feel their way through exploration. Oh, you wiggle your toes. You're wiggling your toes. I feel you're feeling those sharp shells on your feet. Are your feet strong enough? Is it tickling? Does it hurt? How is it going for you? And you explain your own. So for me, I don't like to walk on them. I always have to wear my shoes. These shells feel too spiky and sharpy on my feet, and that's why I always wear shoes. Like the why and the because. So what do I do about this if I don't like it, and how do I get more of it if I do? This is why the late talker wants to know about what to expect in their environment. It's gonna be hot, so we're gonna wear our sunshades. It's gonna be cold, so we're gonna put our boots and mittens on, right? They want to know details, and the more details you give them, the more prepared they are to show up to whatever experience ready to learn in that experience. They're not wondering why they're cold or hot or it's sharp on their feet, because maybe you're taking your late talker to the beach and you're busy talking about the waves and the dolphins and all that stuff, and your late talker's so obsessed with the shells on their spiky shells on their toes, that they don't want to. I don't care about the beach. I don't like the beach. I don't like the waves. I don't like and they don't know that they don't like the waves. They just know they don't like the shells on their feet, right? So they need details. Your late talker wants details about how that works, okay? All right, so that's it. Thanks for joining, everybody. I've been at this almost an hour now, and yeah, hopefully the cards for those of you watching on live or on the replay, and I didn't pull a card for you, the other messages are resonating for you. That kind of tends to happen on these videos. It's super interesting how we work with the energies, and I just want to remind you about tomorrow. So tomorrow is live Q&A. And she says, thanks for asking always. Thanks for joining me. Make sure you like this video, everybody. And tomorrow is live Q&A. So watch. Every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern, we're going to be talking about language facilitation tips and strategies that will help you move forward to solve these biggest problems in the process of overcoming. And so tomorrow I'm going to be talking about Einstein syndrome, and I've done another video about what is Einstein syndrome and how to differentiate if your child has Einstein syndrome or not. What I'm going to do on this video is, if you're pretty convinced that you have a super smart late talker who is not talking, and they are solving problems, they know how to do math, they're academics, they're reading, they're hyperlexic, all of these things are going on, tons and tons of learning, but they are not choosing to develop spoken language around this. We're going to be talking about why that happens with Einstein syndrome kids and what you can do to motivate them to bring their knowledge, their wisdom, their intelligence, their smarts, and their genius out into the world. And we're going to be talking about that on tomorrow's video. So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye for now.